Hi, my name's James Birchall, and this week's guest is Antoinette D'Angelo from Fig Street Co. They're a specialty retail store in Thorold, Ontario, yes?
Correct. Yes.
And before we get into learning more about what Antoinette does at work and for fun and things like that, for those of you that watch the episode, you know our format, we're going to go get a coffee.
Sounds like a plan.
Hi, what's the strongest drip coffee you have? Can I get a tall one of those? And can I get a tall cappuccino with 1 sugar, please? What product do you put in your hair to keep those curls?
Kerastase.
Kerastase. This is not an endorsement for Kerastase.
But I do get that question a lot.
Yeah?
It's a great product.
You have naturally curly hair,
I
right?
have naturally curly hair. I get that question all the time.
Well, I'm sure. See, everybody with curly hair, well, not everybody, but a lot of people with curly hair want straight hair. A lot of people with straight hair want curly hair.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
the truth is, I'm very lazy when it comes to my hair, so the less I have to do with it.
See, I always thought curly hair would be a good option if you were, hyper efficient, otherwise known as lazy. Because then you can, wash, towel dry a bit, scrunch in some
Scrunch,
product, and you're out the door.
That's exactly it.
Uh-huh. Thank you. There's my cappuccino.
And the hot coffee there.
Thank
Excellent. Tthank you very
Thank you,
much.
you. Thank you, James.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, so we've got our coffee, and now what we're going to do is go for a drive. We'll learn more about Antoinette D'Angelo. I like your surname, by the way.
Me too.
I've been practicing it for the show.
That's why I kept it. It goes well with my first name.
And well, it's an Italian name, right?
Exactly.
So I'm kind of assuming then you are Italian.
I am. All my grandparents immigrated from Italy.
Which part?
The north. One grandparent was from the north of Italy, a little village called Porto San Giorgio,
Okay.
and the rest were from the area of Abruzzi.
Oh, isn't that?
But there's all these specific towns I don't know
Oh,
exactly.
true.
so-
Yeah. Well, my sense of geography is horrific. That's why I use a GPS system. So tell us a little more about Fig Street Co.
So my shop is, in essence, a specialty shop, as you mentioned, but in regards to stationery and handmade gifts.
Pens.
And pens. So yes, anything that has to do with stationery. I sell fountain pens. I sell stationery. I sell a lot of greeting cards.
Now, this isn't just any old stationery or any old pens that you could just pick up, say, at your local business supply store. This is paper. Now, for those of you that don't know paper and pens, I'm a bit of a paper and pens junkie. So the stuff that you've got at your store is tactile. The paper has textures to it and has colors, and the pens that you carry have, beautiful nibs and inks, and it's you're keeping the lost art of handwritten communication alive.
Good old analog. We're keeping it alive.
Yes.
And when you invest in a fountain pen, whether it's an inexpensive fountain pen or an expensive fountain pen, you need paper that is worthy as well. You can't just write on any paper. So,
that's true.
The marriage that
most stock
I have.
paper is made for ballpoint pens, right?
Yes.
It doesn't carry or hold fountain pen ink very well.
No. So, that's anything that has to do with papers. I have handmade papers from Japan. I have handmade papers from Tibet.
You carry the Midori line of notebooks.
I
don't you?
carry the Midori line of notebooks and other accessories. So, it's all about the beautiful quality, products that all complement each other for your desktop or for just your love of paper and pens or nice accessories. It's right now the planner world and all the creations that go with keeping a planner beautiful and artistic is a very big trend right now, especially with a lot of younger people. There's a range of age, but university students I think are the predominant users of these planners and bullet journaling, and they're tweaking it to however they want it to work for them. And people bring in their journals and they show me what they're doing, and it's so exciting that, you know, they're using my products, and they're not my products, I sell them, but you know, they're disconnecting from, I think, a world that is just so fast paced.
All right, well, so I know you're a busy business person. Try saying busy business person fast 3 times. Busy business person. See, I'm being. What's the other word? I'm being. I didn't say businesswoman. I'm being business person.
BBP.
I'm trying to be. What's the word? I don't know.
Politically correct.
That's it. Politically correct. That's another subject for another day. But as a busy business person, I know you don't get a lot of free time. But when you do get some free time, what do you like to do for fun?
Well, you know, I love to run out in the wilderness.
You like running?
I love running.
How long have you been running?
Oh, since I've been about 20.
Wow, so a couple of weeks then.
Yeah, thank you. No, running is my favorite exercise. It's you go into a zone where you can think a lot and think deeply, or not. You can solve a lot of problems in running, and it's my favorite sport because it's challenging, and you know, I feel like I have had a great workout after running. I've never owned my own business before. This is the first time, and I love it. And there's lots of surprises and lots of things that you don't expect that occur on a day-to-day basis, and it's so rewarding. People don't realize, I think, how it's wonderful to own your own business, but there's a lot of responsibility. You gotta keep all those balls
Yes.
flying in the air at the same time, and sometimes you drop a ball, but we're only human, and
Really?
yeah, we do make mistakes, and I've made
No.
my share. But you know, I life is about learning, and you know, when you've never done something before, there's a learning curve, and I continue to learn, and you have to be gentle on yourself too. You really have to just stay focused and have your vision and do your best, be yourself, and you know, think about why it is you're doing what you're doing, and why you went into it in the first place. And if you lose that purpose, why, yes, then your business will suffer. So being self-employed, I don't think it matters what it is that you do. There's a greater amount of responsibility than working for someone else. And
well, yeah, there definitely, because there's so many things that are on your shoulders.
Exactly. You have to. It's the survival of the fittest, right? You have to make it work, and you know, if it doesn't work, then you could try something else.
Adapt.
Or yes.
So how do people get in touch with you? What's the best way for them? I mean, I know you'd like them to come and visit your store, so we can give them your address and stuff in a minute, but let's start off with your web address.
My web address is figstreetco.com.
Now, is that fig with 1 or 2 G's?
With two G's.
So with the miracle of post-production, that is there now, over our heads.
Right.
So that's figstreetco.com?
Figstreetco.com.
Figstreetco.com.
Yes.
And if people are on Facebook, they can look up Fig Street Co.
Correct.
And they'll find your Facebook page.
And Instagram.
And the same thing, Fig Street Co. on Instagram?
Yes. At Fig Street Co. Yes.
Ah, okay, at Fig Street Co. And your address is obviously on your website and other good things, but so you said you're on the main street in Thorold?
I'm on the main street, Front Street.
Well, Front Street.
Front Street is the downtown of Thorold. It's
okay.
A little historical town that's runs a couple of blocks.
And there's parking in front, right?
There's parking out front and all around behind the buildings, and there's some public parking that's available
Now, you said you're open on 6 days a week, right? Monday through Saturday.
Correct.
Do people have to pay for parking on Saturday?
No.
Do you have a mailing list or a newsletter that your
I do
customers
have
can
a
join?
mailing list, yes.
It's on your website?
It's on my website. You can
Okay.
just
And that's-
sign up.
And that's where you tell everybody about all those wonderful deals you've got going on?
Exactly. That's my form of communication. And I'm very careful not to spam people with too much.
So we're on the back leg of our journey now. And is there anything that you would like to tell the viewers about, you know, sort of leave them with a little nugget of wisdom?
A little nugget of wisdom. There's a lot of opportunities on a lot of different levels of, you know, being creative. And that's one of the things that, you know, I love about my shop as well, is I'm finding so many creative people, and they're finding me. And there's a lot of great local artists who are making things, and you know, one of them that's dear to my heart is a company called Blanimals, where we have an entrepreneur who's recently retired and has found a creative outlet and makes beautiful plush toys and blankets and things for both adults and children and babies. And you know, if you don't unlock that dream you have in your head and give it a try, you'll never know how successful you can possibly be. And that's a great success story. And you know, there's many people like that particular company, Blanimals, that create their own beautiful product, and they're one of a kind, and those are the unique things you find in my store. And that's, you know, follow your dream, because you'll love the work you do. And you know,
True. You never work a day in your life, right?
and that is a cliche thing, but it's so true. It's so true. I love going to work. I love, you know, you have to show up, and I love doing it. And when I stop loving it, I'm going to have to do something else.
But you have the choice now.
Exactly.
Well, there you have it, folks. That was Antoinette D'Angelo of Fig Street Co. And as you can tell, she's very passionate about her subject matter and her store. And I would strongly recommend that you swing by her website, check out all of the offers there. But more importantly, go pay a visit to the actual retail location. Now, this is the part of the interview where the guest usually gets out of the car, but since we're driving, I'm just simply going to suggest she actually starts drinking the darn coffee that we bought her before it gets completely cold.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, James.